What's going on, guys? Welcome to another one of Black Iron's battles. Today we have a Total War Warhammer 2 versus 2 quick battle for you guys, where my buddy the Goblin King and I have both taken Greenskin hordes, and we are facing off against two players who each brought Chaos armies. So the first thing you'll notice is that the enemies do have some Marauder Horsemasters right up here vanguarded against our army. While they don't have armor-piercing missiles, they will do quite a bit of damage to these unshielded Black Orcs right off the bat with these first throws. You'll see that I have brought a front line of Black Orcs. These are just really strong, elite greenskin infantry. They do tons of armor-piercing weapon damage. They have 110 armor, and just overall, I love bringing these guys against Chaos because they're just going to give us a very strong front line. This match I have mixed in two groups of nasty skulkers, as well as both regiments of renown night goblins. You'll see here the Warlord's boys, who give us armor sundering, and as well as the AP Loonies, who are fanatics, so they do have that activatable ability, and they also cause poison. Now the goal is to have these units kind of slide in between these Black Orcs, so they're able to do a lot of damage and have the Black Orcs take a lot of the damage that is incoming towards them. Here in the back, you'll see that I have two groups of goblins. These are just to normally protect my back line. Any flanking units, I'll try to wrap them up with these goblins, tie them down. I have put a few different chevrons on both of them, so they are going to hit a little bit above their weight. Additionally, we do have these goblin archers, the Rusty Heirs, and a set of night goblin archers. Between the Rusty Heirs and the night goblin, we'll have poison attacks, as well as armor sundering, and that'll allow this third group of goblin archers just to do a ton of extra damage. Finally, I have my Night Goblin Shaman. For his cost of about 500, we bring Sneaky Stealin', we bring Gorkle Fix-It, and Itchy Nuisance, and he is just able to debuff the attacks and the speed of the enemy quite a bit, as well as lowering their overall winds of magic. Over here on the right, you'll see that I've brought the Broken Tusk Mob, Orc Boar Boy Biggins. We've got those mixed in here with the Goblin King's Orc Boar Boy Biggins, as well as another set of Broken Tusk Mob. Between these three, we should have plenty of anti-large and be able to take care of any cavalry that comes at us. He's also got these Savage Orc Biggins. These have a high amount of weapon damage. While they don't have an anti-large bonus, they are able to do quite a bit of damage to any large unit. You'll see over here on the right, he's got his Night Goblin Archers and his Rusty Heirs. That's just an always include for any greenskin army. The Rusty Heirs are just so good. They're just able to sunder armor is just such a great skill. Additionally, you'll see his front line is made up of Orc Biggins, Black Orcs, intermixed. You'll see he did one and then the other. These should be able to take a lot of damage, and you'll see that these Orc Biggins do have 6,400 health, which is just the same as the Black Orcs, although their armor is less than half. You'll see that he has brought Azhag the Slaughterer up on a dragon. This is very cool. He has brought Fata Buna. He's brought Spirit Leech. He is just going to be able to do tons of damage from up here on this flying mount. When we take a look over here, you'll see that we also had some vanguarded troops. We had Morgrub's Mangy Marauders, as well as these Forest Goblin Spider Rider Archers. These are going to poison and slow these units that they attack, and these armor-piercing missiles from Morgrub's Mangy Marauders, they're just going to be able to do a ton of damage before getting out. You'll see over here that the Chaos Knights have already taken some health, and they've only lost one model, but it will slowly wear them down to continue taking ranged fire from these units. Over here on the Chaos side, we've got Chaos Lord on a two-headed Chaos Dragon. It's a very cool, very expensive. It looks like he's only brought the potion of... He's only brought one of the two potions. He's also brought Foe Seeker, but he did not bring everything. If you see here, Potion Toughness, Foe Seeker, and he brought Stand or Die. So he has stripped some of the abilities off of this Lord just to make him a little bit cheaper. You'll see here he's got a Chaos Pharaoh Mana Core, as well as a Sorcerer of Death with on top of a Mana Core. So this is a really good flying Chaos Goon Squad. This is pretty typical. And against the Greenskins, a lot of people do like to bring these flying squads because they feel that we don't have a ranged component to our armies. Hiding in the back, the Goblin King has got some sneaky Warlord's boys. These are vanguarded. If anything pulls away, he is just going to be charging those into the back of these units to do as much as he can. You'll see over here that the Chaos player has Chaos Marauders in the front line. These are just these are weak frontline infantry. You see they've not got a ton of defense. They've only got 15 armor. They are shielded, but these things, they'll get cut up by those Black Orcs and other units. Here in the back, though, he does have some stronger units. He's got some Chaos Warriors with great weapons, as well as a regular group of Chaos Warriors. These are the units that, for their cost, will be able to take out those Black Orcs. They'll be able to do some heavy damage with that armor-piercing weapons that they've got. He's also got two very large units here. He's got a Chaos Giant, as well as Kolek Sun Eater. These are just two super cool units. If these guys get in the midst of my units, they'll cause terror. They'll do tons of damage. We're going to have to focus these units down right off the bat, or else we're going to take heavy hits from them. As well as this Hell Cannon, which will just start blasting shots, as you see up here in the corner, in the middle of the screen. There, I've already started just to lay into our units from range. Over here on the side, you'll see that he has about the same. He's got a bunch of Chaos Warriors, Chaos Marauders for his front line. He has brought some Aspiring Champions, which help shore up your front line. These are very cool units. They've got magic attacks. They encourage the units around them. They're just a great unit to have here as supporting units behind your front line. He's also got a group of Forsaken, two groups of Forsaken, and these units, while they do a ton of damage, they also do not have great defense. So they have Frenzy. While they're eager, they're going to be doing tons of damage. But as their leadership tanks, so will their damage, and these guys can get destroyed quickly if they're flanked. All right, so let's get this party started. You'll see here that right off the bat, he tries to fly his goon squad in there, but he is just pushed off by the amount of archers that we have here. This is pretty typical for Chaos when we play against them, that they're going to bring a ton of archers, and so we've been trying to do as much as we can to kind of scare off those flying units. Additionally, you'll see I've got my broken tusk mob that came right here out of the front, but when I saw these Chaos Knights with lances coming, I knew that was going to be trouble. They're already starting to do some damage, so I use my Night Goblin Shaman to slow these units down, and we'll go ahead and about face. We're going to charge in there. We're going to try to see what we can do to these Chaos Knights with lances. They've got those lances, but the broken tusk mob is about even with them, and you'll see that they start to pull away as these debuffs come in. They're starting to get worried. They don't want to take the hits from these nasty skulkers who, with their armor-piercing damage, will take these guys out at a good cost. You'll also see here on the right that this unit of Chaos Knights with lances has started taking a ton of shots from these Morgrubs and the poison forest goblins. I mean, these guys are getting slowed, and they're already almost down to half health, even without a major engagement. And coming down here from Azhag is the Fate of Buna. That is just a really strong spell to use on these elite units. It is just going to cause a ton of damage. You see their hit points are dropping, and they've already almost lost one unit of Chaos Knights before the rest of the battle is even engaged. Boom! You'll see that there's a huge hit from that Hell Cannon. We've got to do something about that. And thankfully, if we take a look here at the top, you'll see that he has got those Warlords boys. They were hidden in the back, and now they're going to come flying in. They're going to charge into this Hell Cannon. And right off the bat, you see they're going to be taking these Chaos Dwarves down. These Chaos Dwarves are going to try to get one more shot off, but they're dead in the water. These Warlords boys, these Night Goblins, they're going to cut them to pieces. You can see this health is dropping quick. They're down from 9 to 5 models, and that's it. It's going to explode before anything can even happen. You see that he has brought Kolek back, but I mean, that Hell Cannon is already gone, and Kolek is just going to get in here with these Marauder Horsemasters now just to finish off the Warlords boys. Back here in the front, you'll see this dragon is starting to charge in, and we did get that broken tusk mob to charge in too. You'll see they did take out quite a few of these Chaos Marauders, and then we're gonna get the abilities from Azhag coming in here with Wog and Stand Your Ground. He's gonna increase the damage done by all of these units. Grimgor is charging in here. You'll see that the goblins are mixed in with these Black Orcs, and his frontline units are starting to take a ton of damage. These Chaos Warriors with great weapons are already wavering. You see here in the back, they're trying to take out those Warlord's boys, but he needs Kolek up here in the front to help out with this battle. The Fate of Buna, it continues to be dropped on these heavy units over here. And you see he is trying to get his giant in here to the back line of goblins, but they're just continuing to fire at him above. We've got him surrounded with spears and skulkers. I mean, his giant is already down to half health, and he only has 15 kills. These goblins should be able to stay out of his way, and while he gets tied up by these other goblins with spears and the nasty skulkers, so this Chaos Giant should get taken down in short order by the amount of units that we've got surrounding him. If we come over here to the left, you'll see that these units have broken. Without Kolek over here to support them, these Chaos Marauders and these Chaos Warriors are no match for the front line of Black Orcs and nasty Skulkers. Especially with the help from Azhag in the air. Even this Chaos Giant is going down. You'll see we've actually got caught up here with these Marauder Horsemen. We've got the Night Goblins slowing them down, and hopefully we'll get enough kills on these annoying skirmishers before too long. Over here on the right side, you'll see that the Chaos Lord has landed inside of these Orc Warboy Biggins and these Savage Orcs. I mean, it looks like the front line of the Goblin King has been destroyed. But, I mean, look at the damage this Chaos Lord is starting to take. I mean, right off the bat, he's just getting arrow fire left and right. I mean, he's trying to get away. But, I mean, oh, he is shot down by arrow fire. And you see that just tanks the leadership of these units on the Chaos Squad. He is going to try to bring in this Chaos Pharaoh Manicore to dive it in probably on these War Boys. But, I mean, these archers here in the back are just doing massive amounts of damage and being protected by these Broken Tusk Mob and these different other anti-large units. It's making it so these goblins are able to just get massive amounts of fire on those flying units. You'll see over here that the tide has turned. These Black Orcs were holding up with these Biggins, and finally these Chaos Warriors over here are starting to break. You'll see they're shattering all over the place, and I mean, it was just a great battle. But with that Chaos Lord on that dragon going down so quickly, there wasn't a lot they could do after that. Kolek, he was off in the back. He was fighting the Warlord's boys. I think he would have been better served up there with his army. Once they took enough army losses up there in the front, there was just nothing to stand up against my huge, heavy Black Orc front line. So let's go ahead and take a look at the unit recap. You'll see here that we got 109 kills with this unit of Black Orcs, 87 with these nasty Skulkers. So that while they did have quite a lot of cheap Marauder front line, I mean, that is just a ton of units to kill with the cheap nasty Skulkers. You'll see here that, I mean, we got 42 with the Broken Tusk Mob. There was just a ton of kills all over the place. It was spread out pretty evenly, but this Black Orc front line, I mean, look at the health they've still got. There was just nothing on the field that was capable of taking them down. When we take a look here at the Goblin King, I mean, he got 100 kills with this unit of Biggins. Even though they don't have armor piercing, there was quite a few lightly armored units on the other team that they were just able to just destroy. So it looks like between them, they got over 140 kills. Just as many as these two groups of Black Orcs. I mean, his front line was just killing non-stop, it looks. He was able to get some good damage done with these ranged units as well. I mean, this four unit squad was able to take down that Chaos Lord. With that and Azhag dropping those skills, there was just a ton of damage being tossed around on those flying units. If you look here at the Chaos Army, I mean, yeah, this Chaos Lord and this Chaos Sorcerer, they just got dumpstered. They got put in the trash. With 0 kills each, I mean, they were just such expensive units when put on those mounts. And for them not to do a little bit more damage to our lords, that is just not what the Chaos players were hoping. You'll see here that these units are Forsaken with only 16 kills. I mean, there was just, with all of the fodder units that each of us had, I mean, these Goblin Spearmen and these nasty Skulkers, I mean, we would have expected to see a lot more kills from the strong front line. Also, these Chaos Knights with lances, I mean, right off the bat, we were able to slow them down. We were able to catch them out of place, so they just took a lot of damage. And I mean, these are really expensive units. Almost all of his money was put into just these two heroes and lord, as well as these two units of Chaos Knights. So I mean, between that, he just really needed to get a lot of value out of those units. You'll see over here on our other opponent, he's got 76 kills with Kolek. That was mostly on that group of Warlord's boys that was in the back. If he was up here supporting this front line, I think it could have been a lot different. While that Chaos Giant did get 51 kills, you saw as he tried to charge into the back of the Goblin firing squad, and he was just not able to do it. You see these big, heavy, expensive units like the Hell Cannon and the Giant. You see they just weren't able to really make their money's worth. With only 11 kills with some of these Chaos Warriors, 8 with the Horse Masters, they just needed to kill a few more units to turn the tide of this battle. I want to say great game to our two opponents, and additionally, I'd like to thank you all so much for tuning in. Please subscribe below for more online battles. This has been Black Iron, and I hope you've enjoyed another one of Black Iron's battles.